breaking news. The European Union blocks US sanctions on Iran and makes cooperation with Trump and the US, quote unquote, illegal. Sean Adeltabatabai of your Newswire reports. So they've positioned themselves totally opposite from the US. Well, that's good to know. The European Union has blocked US sanctions against Iran, warning that any country that cooperates with President Trump in the US will face dire consequences. Now, this guy here, Juncker, is a leader of the European Union. He's the guy that a couple of years ago came out and said that the aliens that tell them what to do are very angry with the British who voted Brexit. Remember that? Just before the election in the United States, Britain wanted out of the European Union. And Juncker, this guy here, comes out saying, oh, the aliens who tell us what to do, who are looking over our shoulder as to how humanity is progressing, are very angry that Brexit does not want to be part of the European Union. Of course, because the Brits want to go against the globalist New World Order, one world government. That's why Nigel Farage came to the United States and said, if we could do it, you could do it. And they did it. Americans did it as well. Nobody expected Trump to win. So that's the end of the New World Order globalist agenda. Now we have this guy coming out again, trying to implement that and saying that the EU blocks US sanctions on Iran, and anyone cooperating with the US and Trump will be illegal in the European Union's eyes. European Commissioner Juncker launched the process of activating a law on Friday that bans European Union companies and European Union states, that means any country of the European Union, from complying with President Trump's sanctions. Well, I know one Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban, is definitely on Trump's train. He's implementing exactly what Trump has done for America. He wants nationalism and sovereignty for Hungary and strong borders. And he wants a Christian Hungary. So that's one guy that's going to be against the European Union laws. Launched on Friday. Quote, as the European Commission, we have the duty, he says, to protect Europe. We're talking about Juncker. To protect European companies. We now need to act, and this is why we are launching the process of activating the blocking statute from 1996. We will do that tomorrow morning at 10:30, end quote. European Commissioner President Jean-Claude Juncker said, quote, we also decided to allow the European Investment Bank to facilitate European companies' investment in Iran. See, that's what it's all about. It's all about their investments in Iran. They don't want to lose that money, huge amounts of money. So they want to make it easier for European companies to invest in Iran. Quote, the Commission itself will maintain its cooperation with Iran, end quote. Juncker told a news conference after a meeting of EU leaders. That means that the US is going to sanction Europe now. Yahoo News reports, the EU leaders pledged at the meeting to keep united front against Trump, whose decisions to pull out of the Iran deal and to impose trade tariffs on Europe have triggered the worst transatlantic crisis since the invasion of Iraq in 2003. Yeah, but you know, I don't understand. Doesn't Europe know that Iran never stopped the nuclear weapons production? I mean, don't they have that in their mind that Iran lied? Iran did not honor her signature and went on with the nuclear weapons production program, the secret program. They just turn a blind eye to that, and all they care about is their investment that they put into Iran. They quickly hurried the deal under the Obama administration, John Kerry. Quickly, make a deal so you can invest in Iran. That's what they did. But Iran didn't honor the pledge and their signature, as proven by Mossad a couple of days ago, bringing out the 50,000 documents proving that Iran never stopped the secret nuclear weapons program, even though it said it would. Quote, the real geopolitical problem is not when you have an unpredictable opponent or enemy. The problem is if your close friend is unpredictable. That's not a joke now, end quote, Tusk told a news conference with Juncker. Tusk on Wednesday had slammed Trump's capricious assertiveness, comparing him to Europe's traditional adversaries, Russia and China. Oh no, now they've put the states into the same bowl as Russia and China. What could you say? I'm dumbfounded. They're putting the United States in the same on the same shelf as Russia and China, Europe's adversaries, meaning that the United States now is Europe's enemy, and saying Trump's approach had left the European Union with no illusions that it could rely on anyone else. China, Russia, and EU members, Britain, France, and Germany were also signatories of the Iran nuclear accord and have said they will stick to the deal if Tehran respects its terms. Well, Iran does not respect its terms. Beijing and Moscow have also stepped up efforts to save the deal. On Thursday, the Russian-led trade bloc signed an interim trade deal with Iran and signaled plans to negotiate a free trade zone. Well, Russia was always, an ally with Iran. No one expects them to stop. I mean, I'm sure that it's the Russian technology that's giving Iran nuclear weapons knowledge. Russian firms have less to lose from bucking U.S. sanctions. Many major Russian companies are already operating under tightened U.S. sanctions over Moscow's seizure of Crimea and its roles in the Ukraine crisis. Reinforced China, quote unquote. Meanwhile, Iran's oil minister said that Chinese state-owned oil company CNPC was ready to replace Total on the major gas field project in Iran. Well, see, China wants to get into Iran too. China is investing in a lot of countries. So China wants to invest in Iran oil. Beijing also signaled that it intends to continue, quote, normal and transparent practical cooperation with Iran, end quote. The U.S. says its sanctions apply to any transactions that are conducted in dollars, which are used in most international transactions, in particular in trading of crude oil. But China has for years been working to increase trade using its currency, and in March, a yuan denomination oil contract was launched in Shanghai. Trump's withdrawal from the deal is now likely to boost China's influence in the region, a European diplomatic source warned, quote, the Iran issue will probably reinforce China in the region because the European businesses that cannot take on the cost of difficulties on their American markets will leave an important gap for a power that seems to have no problem with taking their place, end quote. That's what the source said.